What's up, everybody? This is Smokey here. You know, it's dark. I don't want to put on sunglasses. I don't know if this will make it to YouTube or not, but you know what I hate? I bought this new camera. It came with batteries that were dead. I recorded maybe 10 videos, at least like 10 videos that never got recorded. And then I had some others that weren't too bad. But after 4 minutes, the camera just turned itself off. And when I looked at the videos later, I only had like half of them, and they're all like half a minute, so I don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna come walk through this graveyard. You guys can come with me. I hate sitting down. If I'm just sitting there, freaks me out. Ah, I left my lights on. So anyway, back at the graveyard. This is what I look like when I'm too lazy to shave, by the way. Look at me. I look all grizzled. YouTube told me I could upload videos longer than 15 minutes, so hopefully this camera holds together. I put new batteries in it. Some Duracells, not that Kodak brand crap that friggin' died on me in like second day I used the camera, which was pretty lame actually, I thought. So I'm just going to walk around here and I'm going to kind of ramble about stuff, and I really don't care who watches it. To be honest, I used to take YouTube so seriously, and lately I just don't even care. Like, whatever. I basically came on there to talk about JW stuff, and maybe I don't even know why I came on there to begin with. I just kind of did. I wonder what that says. I think I'm in the Asian part of the cemetery. Oh no, these people aren't Asian. Oh, yeah they are. Fu Wong. Fu Wong is definitely Asian. You know, I was watching Punk Ninja's video, the one about suffering. I have like a billion thoughts on it. His point was mainly about how religion, like, how, I know like, what he was talking about with the JWs, you know, how it was always like, when I was a kid, it was always like, it was like a good thing to suffer for it, like, oh look how, you know, like I always hear stories, you know, from either from the whoever is giving the talk, or at the assemblies, or in the awake, or whatever, about, you know, look at how this child was picked on, and how this kid was like, you know, missed out on all these opportunities, but then they say, oh, it's all great because I, you know, did it for Jehovah, or whatever, and that was like really admirable for some messed up reason. And in a way, it's kind of like that mentality kind of did, like when I was a kid especially, it always did seem like it was a good thing to suffer. And I'm sure there's some like motive behind that, you know, like some sort of, I don't know, I'm not a psychologist or whatever. It's some sort of cult tactic, I'm sure. But, I mean, you think about it, Jesus, who is supposedly the greatest person who ever lived, you know, I'm not exactly convinced that he ever was alive. I mean, it's possible. I don't think he was the Son of God if he was. I mean, I definitely don't believe that. But I mean, what made Jesus so great? It was basically the fact that he suffered. You know? The fact that he died for everybody's sins. You know, he was tortured. He didn't just die, you know. He was like nailed to a cross or a stake or, you know, whatever it is that... This camera isn't too clear. So you can try it to zoom. But yeah, that's basically what made him so great. I mean, he's supposedly sinless, but, you know, what exactly does that mean? Sinless. I mean, there's a lot of instances where he could have, like he'd go into a town and somebody would come ask him for help, and he was like, oh, well, I'll help you, but don't tell anyone else I was here, or he'd say some, like, dickhead thing that didn't make sense. You know, like, oh, like something about, like, they're forgiven of their sins and that's why they can, they're better or whatever. But I'm fucking rambling here. Honestly, though, if you think about it, when he said, oh, there were whole towns of people probably suffering, that if he had these, like, superpowers, he could have helped. But he didn't help them. You know, he never wanted to be discovered. He was always just kind of... I guess my point is, he didn't seem like that great of a... like his lessons about life or whatever, his whole, like, sermons or whatever, the things he said, they were usually just obscure, like, stories about plowing and like farming or some shit that, you know, there's always some sort of analogy that doesn't make any sense, especially nowadays, when there's a lot of things he could have said. I mean, he said good things, but when it boils down to it, and from just about any Christian standpoint, the reason he's so great is because he was willing to suffer for mankind. Whether he's, you know, the Son of God or God that came to be a man, he suffered. I feel weird walking on people's gravestones. Like I'm walking over their dead bodies. Kind of weird. Anyway. Wow, 8 minutes of me talking about Jesus. You know, I was thinking about, though, and as admirable, or as messed up as religion seems, as far as big old weed, look at that. Weeds. I don't know, maybe it's because I do lawns all day, I end up seeing all the... Maybe I'm just kind of OCD about this shit. Anyway, look at all the tire tracks here. Like, there's big old tire tracks and mud and no grass there. Somebody recently died.